What's up, y'all? It's your boy David Boom, the international party boy, and I'm here in Dallas, Texas, where I've teamed up with NASDAQ and Dwayne Williams, and we're going to talk about how to end the HIV epidemic, also known as EHE, but most importantly, how your local health department can work more effectively in your club communities.
Are you full?
Yes, that was so good, unexpectedly good.
The conversation was so good, I feel like we should just kind of pick up where we left off.
Yep.
When I was doing local work, I know that a lot of times we really utilized and relied on guys like you who, create these sort of spaces to bring us into those spaces, right? And to, what we would call cross-collaboration. But really, we were just kind of like capitalizing off of what you had going on because you had all these people in these spaces, right? So what was that like, working with like public health entities and organizations, community-based organizations that would come to you to kind of partner up? Like, what was it like?
I think honestly, it was a different type of dynamic. And again, if you take it from just us going to the club and doing all kinds of stuff, we don't really get to see like the behind the scenes of why this is all happening and, the real reason why the efforts and the events are really put out the way they are. And I think that when I had like hands-on with dealing with some of like, again, like the health and development companies and whatnot, it kind of opened my eyes up to like not only how supportive they are, but again, how much they also need our help as well. Yeah. And the whole purpose of it is just, again, to bring like a larger light to the dynamic, and being in this lifestyle and like doing, of course, what we do, there's just so many ways that we can like, be impactful and whatnot. But the main purpose of it is to make sure that people are aware of what's going on.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So in my experience with enveloping sort of like this health-driven and HIV-focused messaging into like social events and opportunities, I've tried to push back against like some of those traditional methods. So I completely said, no, we're not putting flyers on people's cars. Right. We're not gonna go outside, wait for people to come out the club and throw condoms at their head anymore.
Right.
Like, what like,
to be doing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess my thing is what do you think? Do those traditional approaches sort of work? As a curator, like a social curator, is that something that you want to see more of, less of, or can we be more creative? Like, what do you think?
I think, okay, let's just be honest, and it's modernizing what has already been done, right? And the biggest, and like honestly, the staple of this is social media. Yeah. And with that, honestly, I also think it is branding. One of my main things is not about what you say, it's about how you say it, And again, like with the vans and all that kind of stuff, those are useful because also being a person that's, again, when we're outside, if you're doing stuff, it's a visual aspect. If and not only that, but it reaches so many more people. Yeah. Anybody driving by, there's an 11-year-old in the car with their mom, they drive by and they see this HIV van. Yeah. Now they're asking their mom a question. Yeah. So like it's a different type of aspect to it, but again, I think that it is a big deal, and the way that it's done is awesome, and it could be better. But at the same time, I think that sticking to like what we have been doing, but just making it more modern is the way that we have to again like spread that word and that knowledge to people that just don't know. Yeah,
I think the relevancy is definitely a key. Yeah. Because times change, people change, trends change, and as those things change, I think the messaging should change. Yeah. And I think that in my line of work, we find something that sort of works, and we've kind of stuck with it. You know what I mean? And again, the world is changing.
It should be more personable. Yeah. It should be like again like reaching out like it almost individually, but. That comfort and that support to let people know that, again, you're not the only one dealing with this. You will get through this. Yeah. There's ways to get through this. And that's the main way that we can, again, reach out and make sure that people are not only knowledgeable, but like, have that, again, that support, that backbone from people that know and knowledgeable about this pandemic.
I noticed that a lot of times we go to like these very like non-colored focused spaces, right? And that predominantly serve like white communities and things of that nature. But they give us a little space in those places. Right. What is that like from a person who has, curated social spaces, but also has been intentional about being inclusive about public health messaging and things like that. What do those collaborations yield, or what don't they yield?
What we're really dealing with is something that is really, really strong on our culture and our men and our lifestyles that should be out there more. Yeah. the white community has no problem throwing PrEP and condoms and clinics in your face. And I think that that's the thing that, again, makes it harder for us because we just don't see that as much as we should. And it starts with, again, the venues that we go to all the time, the bars, the clubs, the restaurants. And I think, again, if we have more support on health awareness kind of like level, when we are incorporating these events and we are incorporating clubs and whatnot, it would be a bigger deal and it would impact more. And it does suck, and again, this is one of the reasons why I did kind of step out and kind of start doing events and not always about the club and not always about, this, that, and the other. And the biggest thing, the major thing about it is pride. We have a whole thing of Black pride. Southern pride is it's an entire thing. And I mean that from city to city, state to state, we have our own significant individualized pride. And we don't even capitalize on where the funds and where the means and where these huge events and these special celebrities, all that is coming from the people that are funding and the people that are giving us money to support our, not only like our culture, but the purpose behind it. Pride is only to bring awareness to what we're doing and what's going on. And I think, again, it's just not capitalized as much. The pride parades and stuff that the regular prides have, that's all you see is HIV this and AIDS awareness this and, PrEP this. And we just don't have that as much. Our parades are concerts.
And now that you mentioned it, there's almost like the larger prize are, it's almost, they're celebrations in truth. Like they're more celebratory. I never thought about it like that. Whereas ours are focused on the talent and the artists and
you're buying your tickets to come see
the hot body contest. You know what I mean?
And that's the part that sucks. Again, one of the major things about Pride, Absolute Vodka support is one of the main sponsors for Pride, right? And again, they spend the whole month of June, which is Pride Awareness Month, the whole month of June promoting and doing all that kind of stuff. Make sure their fundraisers are going out. Make sure their posters, the free liquor for this event and this, that, and the other. And still, not one thing about we're also selling liquor, but we're also setting up an HIV testing clinic here. And that's it's embarrassing, and it's like we want us to get drunk. But you don't want to say what happens once we get drunk. And it's just, it kind of sucks.
If you were to speak to a room of public health officials about what could be done differently from your perspective as a social, event curator, what would you say?
Slap it in the face. It just needs to be out there. And again, I think that's one of the main reasons, like you can't ignore it if it's right there. As much as we promote this and promote that, if you guys want to spend this money on this celebrity to come out here and have a concert for us, make sure the celebrity says that they're also here to support HIV and AIDS. And again, I think that's the main reason to do it. And there's so many different ways to do it, but I think that's the only way that it'll get across the message that really needs to go on. For every flyer that goes out there, you need to put on there that there will be HIV testing. For like every event that comes in, you're handing out condoms with that ticket. And with that condom is also promoting, safe sex. And I think that we're just lacking on that part that everybody's not aware because it's not in our face as much as it should be. Every single bar that we go into, every single club that you go into should have some type of signage, some type of notification, something that says, we're aware and we want you guys to be aware. And this is not just, again, for Pride Month, because we're going to be there year round. So, and that's the main thing. I just think, especially as, I hate using that word, it's an influencer. If I can influence you guys to go take some drinks and go to this club, I should influence you guys to go take a test.